on a standard contract. I guess, have you thought, since you signed the deal, just about how quickly things have changed over these last several weeks for you?
Not really. I feel like that's how my whole life's been, honestly. I feel like just when I first started playing basketball, I feel like I always been a guy that didn't have it all the time and like had to like come from behind, basically. So that's really about it, honestly. So I never really had no thought about it.
Well, the day that it all got finalized or that you knew it was happening, can you sort of walk us through just what that phone call was like, what that meeting was like, just sort of it actually all coming
Rich
together?
called me. Rich Paul called me. He was like, they gonna convert you." I was like, "Okay," but like I already knew like just off the way I've been playing, and I've always told myself that like I always wanted better for myself. So I knew eventually that I was gonna get a contract. So it was like a surreal feeling, but it was like I finally did it. So it's a lot more work to be done.
Justin Paul is constantly in your ear. You look like you guys are having mutual conversations with during games, before or after. Can you just talk about what the influence he's been on you?
He's been a real big influence, honestly. He tells me, I always ask him like, what do he see out there? Because most of the times when I'm in the game, we're not always in the game at the same time. So when we are in the game at the same time, I always like what do you see? Or when I'm out the game, I ask him like, what can I do and like how can I do things better? So that's really about it. He always tells me like just keep doing what I'm doing and like everything else will fall in place.
What was your reaction to the jersey retirement at Imhotep, the news that you will have your jersey retired?
So that's their senior night. So Brother Andre called me. He's like, we need you to make a video. But I was like, I was going to come to the game. But he's like, yeah, we're also going to retire your jersey. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. So that's a surreal feeling also, just off all the guys that have been there, BA, Fats. I could just keep naming guys. But just for me to be the first person to get their jersey retired means a lot.
What do you think Thursday will be like at the game?
From my experiences, I think it's going to be packed. Every senior night is packed. So hopefully it'll be fun.
When you think about your time in high school, what are the biggest things that you learned during that period of your basketball life that
it goes
is now
by
helping you
fast.
now? Okay.
It goes by fast, and just to cherish the moments, honestly, because you don't really get those moments back. So to just cherish every moment.
Is there anything that you feel like, oh, I learned this in high school that I'm now still applying at the NBA level?
I wouldn't. No, not really. Honestly,
Okay.
I feel like it's a big difference.
Sure.
So, not nothing crazy.
As far as things going by fast, has that been the case for you in the NBA, or have you been able to sort of slow it down for yourself a little at times?
It's starting to slow down. At first, it was like really fast, but I'm starting to like understand it more, and it's starting to slow down for me.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Justin.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Justin.
No problem.
Just ask Jared, just how would you describe what these first few days have been like, just the whirlwind and getting on the floor, just the whole overall experience.
Yeah, no, it's been great. I mean, all the coaches have been super helpful. I knew a few of the guys, Tyrese, EG, Kelly, from the Houston time and stuff like that. So everybody's been super welcoming and helpful, just getting me adjusted with what's going on with how they run things here offensively and defensively. So it's been pretty good for sure.
I guess what do you think are your biggest takeaways from the first two games? Like, you guys.
Yeah, I could just see that like the record isn't an indication of how good this team is for sure. I mean, they had a lot of injuries, a lot of stuff going on, so I definitely feel like once we kind of get this team fully healthy and everything, kind of get me up to speed with what's going on, getting more comfortable out there on the court, I feel like we could definitely make a good push in the playoffs. And then once you get in, anything's possible at that point.
And then with that being said, I mean, you got 2 games left before the All-Star break. I guess like how important it's only just 2 games in order to try and get some chemistry, things like that.
Yeah.
Before going into the break next time.
Yeah, definitely. It's 2 good games. We can build something going into the break. 2 games I feel like we have a really good chance of winning for sure. Just ending the break with some momentum and then coming back and then really locking in for that late playoff push.
In your early conversations with me, I guess what has sort of been his direction as far as what he hopes to see out of you, what your role on this team is to help the team win?
Yeah, he's been great telling me to be aggressive, you know what I mean? Shoot any shot that's open for me. Don't turn out any shots. Be aggressive. Picking up the best player out there on the court, just trying to make sure to bring a lot of energy, just like that to the team. So really just being aggressive and just on offense and defense, really.
You mentioned obviously you and Tyrese go back to playing against each other in high school days. He mentioned that too when the trade happened. Just as someone who's seen him since he was a teenager, sort of watching his career descend into what it's been and like everything he's had to kind of shoulder this season. Just what's most impressed you about our kind of his career up until this point?
I'll probably say just him just kind of staying true to who he is, you know what I mean? whether when he was a rookie to now being one of the best players in the NBA, I feel like he's been true to himself, like which I see on a day-to-day basis is who he is on the court, off the court, always smiling, having a good time, and bringing that energy to the games. And I see it in practice today every day. So I feel like him just getting better every year, just really staying true to who he is, really.
Give us a good story from when you guys matched up against each other back in the day when you guys were.
Probably like the best is probably Team USA because with U18 we had like 2-a-days and stuff in Colorado, so we were with each other the whole time, joking around with each other in the dorm room and stuff like that at the Colorado Springs and everything. Then you win a gold medal together, so you kind of bonded even more and everything. So we just got a lot of good memories for sure.
As far as playing with superstar talent like him, like Joel, what's your approach to that, and what have you picked up over the years about how to do that well?
Yeah, I mean, playing with Luka and Kai kind of got me ready a little bit in the sense of knowing how to play with two superstars and stuff like that. So just knowing that, you know what I mean, they're going to get doubled, be ready to be aggressive about that double whether they hit you, be able to cut, just space the floor, setting picks for them and try to get them open because they know they're going to bring a lot of attention, and that'll probably help you on the back end for sure. So just, you know what I mean, knowing where to be out on the court, that's what I'm kind of trying to figure out on the fly, just where to be at right spots to get my shots when they double those two guys for sure.
Schematically, I mean, you've been on a couple teams now. What stands out to you about what you guys want to run here, whether it's offensive or defensively, just something you're really getting adapted to?
Yeah, it's a little different because Joe is such a dominant force, and he's 7 foot, you know what I mean? You haven't played with a big that's been that dominant, so like that. So he brings a lot of attention with the doubles and stuff. So just trying to give him as many outlets as possible, try to make his life easier if they don't double, do double, if they're bluffing at him, stuff like that. So just trying to make his life easier for sure, just playing with a guy that's just so dominant out there on the court.
Obviously, there was a bit of a delay in you being able to suit up, but the idea that you were in Philly when the trade happened, that morning you were on the floor for a Maverick shoot-around, and before the game you were, meeting your new teammates. I guess, could you just walk me through that experience? Because you've been traded before, but I can't imagine it was anything like that.
Yeah, thank God I was in Philly, so it made it pretty easy in the same hotel I'm in right now. So I got the call right after shoot-around, went in my hotel room, got the call with traded. I was like, well, at least I don't have to go too far. So I went right down really came down to the Wells Fargo Center, did a quick physical, and I was good to go. So I mean, then I knew a few of the guys already and stuff like that. So it was a pretty easy transition compared to some other people for sure.
Can you just discuss your kind of early impressions of the team itself, the guys here, as you got to kind of develop these early games?
Yeah, it's a good group. You know what I mean? It's like, you can tell when you be around somebody who could be like a locker room problem or a cancer or something like that. But no, it's a good group. Everybody gets along. Everybody jokes around and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's a good sign for sure, just knowing that, we have these last, 29 games left to really kind of lock in and just try to make the most of it for sure and get into playoffs. And from there, anything happen, like I said.
Do you have any, things in mind as far as these next 2 games, I want to try to, make sure I'm on point about these things, and then the All-Star break, this is how I'm going to try to utilize that so I can come back and feel ready to go. I guess, how do you sort of plan to approach the next few games?
Really just learning the offense, the terms, the vocabulary, what they run and stuff like that. So I feel like it's just basketball at the end of the day. Just go out there, play my game, be aggressive, shoot when I'm open. That'll take care of itself, but just really kind of just learning the offense, the defense, the action, trying to just have my habits up from what I was doing in Dallas and stuff like that. Perfect. Thank you. Yep.